Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dev, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you wanna end a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level? Bold with the topic, sorta like the rebels when it's game time. They like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4 for 26, so the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, diversified and educated.
What's good, War Room family? You're once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, Jimmy the Blueprint, and I'm at the round table with my brother B. Austin. We have a new champion in Major League Baseball, some fisticuffs in the NBA, and we'll give our NFL midseason awards and a bunch more-ish. So we're going to discuss it all. Keep it locked right here for the next couple of hours, and if you want to get in on the conversation, this is what you do. Go to the By the Hood chat room at blogtalkradio.com/the War Room, or you can join us on Facebook or Twitter. That's at War Room Sports. You can also call us directly in about 10 minutes after we talk college football with Fred Purdue and open up the Digital Extreme Technologies hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. But before we get started, make sure that during the week when you're not live on the air, you check out archive episodes of our show on our own network, WarRoomSports.com, and the War Room Sports mobile app. You can get that on iTunes, you know what I'm saying, as well as Android. But listen, you can check out our podcast anywhere that you listen to podcasts. iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blog Talk, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, These Nutscast, and many other places, man. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, that's what you do. Be awesome. What's good, beloved?
Everything is everything. I and I is everywhere.
Good, man. Everything good down there, man?
Everything is good.
Oh, man, that's what's up, man. You know, that's good to hear, man. But without further ado, let's jump right into the hot topics. We got Fred Purdue on who wants to talk some college football, so we got to hear what Fred thinks. But we have to let you know that hot topics, you know, they're brought to you by MyBookie. Let's talk about how much bread you can make betting sports at MyBookie. The NFL is at its halfway mark, and the NBA is fighting for that number one spot. I'm saying no pun intended. So if you still haven't checked out MyBookie, this is the perfect time to check them out. Lay down some chicken on the biggest games in sports. You can join the War Room and thousands of other online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. If you're tired of getting the runaround from other services, you know what I'm saying, or if your bookie in the streets ain't been paying you, you don't even need him. Go to mybookie.ag. That's what you got to do. We urge you to join MyBookie. You win, they pay, fast, and without hassle. You're wasting your time sports betting anywhere else. They even have in-game live betting so you can place wagers after the game starts. You can join now, and MyBookie will match your first deposit up to $1,000. Here's what you got to do. It's a promo code. It's WARROOM, WARROOM. You can activate this offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, and get paid. And that's pretty much all there is to it, man. Mybookie.ag. Remember, the promo code is WARROOM. You know what I mean? Get your bread up. So, before we get started on a lot of these topics we have to discuss today, you know, shout out to Neil who's in the chat room. Let's get Fred Purdue on. Fred Purdue from the Locked On Canes podcast. He loves the Miami Hurricanes, although he's a Florida State alumni. But let's bring Fred on nonetheless, though. Fred,
what's going on, fellas?
How are you?
What's happening?
What's happening, man?
How you enjoying this college football season thus far?
So far, everything.
You don't care. All you're doing is watching the Patriot rerun.
Hey. This college football season has been very chalk, to be very honest. Everything is happening exactly like I thought it would happen. And I'm not surprised with what's going on right now. Can I get some kind of chaos? Usually there's somebody that's lost it.
Something has had to surprise you this season. Everything didn't go the way.
Actually, I take that back. You're right. Oklahoma lost to a Kansas State team that had no business beating them. That's the only upset that really caught my eye. And Kirk Herbstreit on College Game Day actually called it. And I said to myself, Kansas State. I haven't seen much of them this year because they're never on TV. But what I was seeing was just crazy because Oklahoma's up 17-7. You think, this offense is crazy good anyway. And then Kansas State overcomes a 10-point deficit. They turn it into their own 10-point. They're up 10, then they're up 17, and it keeps getting worse and worse. And at some point you're thinking, okay, Oklahoma's going to get out of this, and Jalen Hurts is going to do something. This is his Heisman moment. It's built to be this way. And then there's an onside kick. The onside kick does everything right, and they still don't recover it, and that's game.
Yeah.
That one was
how you know it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah,
I had
exactly.
something else I was going to ask you, too. I had something else I was going to ask you because I saw you post something on social media. I meant to comment, but I forgot to. Now that I'm talking to you, this made me think about it. You're a Miami Hurricanes fan, and I saw you post about the Miami Hurricanes, and you made a comment. You said they don't do this in Alabama. It's too much focus on, non-football things, right? And I read that, and I was thinking to myself, that's what made Miami, though. You can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
I know what post you're talking about. I do remember that post.
Yeah, it's a different culture, man. Like, to be Bobby then, you got to be Bobby. To be Bobby now, you got to be Bobby then, right? So you can't just want to have that Hurricanes culture and be what the Miami Hurricanes actually stand for, and then expect them to act like Alabama. Like, what's that about, man?
Okay, so put some context behind this. There was a player, an offensive lineman that was just dancing on the sideline by himself. And for me, when I look at the culture of the Hurricanes, that whole Uncle Luke and 2 Live Crew, and those were the Hurricanes of the 80s and the 90s, that stuff is long gone. That culture is long gone. So even if you
when they start passing around that turnover belt and all that, that's a continuation of that same culture.
That chain is so Miami, but in reality, I've even been an advocate of saying let's get rid of that, because if you're not winning anything, if you're struggling to win games, and you have to say that it was cool when the defense is turning the ball over, but then the defense isn't turning the ball over at all now, and now, as a motivation to the offense, they have turnover rings, but the team can't score more than 17 to 21 points a game. I mean, it's to the point where it's becoming too much.
What it sounds like to me is the team just isn't any good. So
you're very correct. You're really correct.
Because what it boils down to is winning covers up everything. So if you're winning, you're okay with them acting that way as long as they're winning.
No.
But I just feel like,
actually, if we were winning, I still really wouldn't be okay with it. I want to see, for me, I'm one of those, you have to understand, my philosophies on football are very much aligned with my NFL team. I want to see the same intensity you have when you're winning and dominating. I want to see that same intensity when you're losing too.
So now my question is, how did you ever become a Miami Hurricanes fan if you want them to act like the Patriots? They're two different extremes. When I think of Miami Hurricanes, I think about the culture before I even think about a player or football. I think about, G. Reg from the Third Floor Crew. I don't think about.
Yeah, and see that.
I don't understand how the dichotomy. How did you become a Kings fan if that's what you believe in?
Well, for me, when I grew up as a Kings fan in the early '90s.
I just want to say it's the seventh floor crew, not the third floor crew. But go ahead.
Yeah, seventh floor crew. Yeah, seventh floor Greg, and but like I said, that's a whole. These kids now in this culture of this Hurricanes generation, that culture died roughly around 2006, 2007, 2008. That culture died when the Nevin Shapiro stuff started happening. That culture kind of died, and they wanted to put that in the past. Before it was, I always said, the Raiders of the 70s and 80s and 90s, where it was just like this. I hate saying the word, but thug appearance, because we know thug means a whole different. I'm gonna leave that alone. But this whole bad boy appearance. they were the Raiders of college football, and they didn't care, and I love that. But now they're trying to change the philosophy. In reality, Miami wants to be the smart school. The basketball team is better than the football team. The culture there,
to me,
the culture is completely different.
I just don't see that. Like when you start to have this turnover chain thing that they start running around with and acting a fool, like that to me is a continuation of that culture. That's not pre-2000. That's recent. So to me, when I think of the Hurricanes, I think of all of the madness. But that's either here nor there. I just had to ask you that question because I saw that and I was thinking in my head like they're not Alabama. Like that's not who they are. But anyway,
they aren't. They really aren't.
With all that being said, though, man, let's get into some of these games this week because we got a couple of good games that are on tap, though. We got number 8 Georgia at number 6 Florida. So what are your thoughts on this game?
When I watch this Florida team throughout the year, you have a decent defense. Secondary was the question. The injuries were huge with this team, and I have a little experience seeing this team. This team offensively they're sneaky good, but they're not explosive. They're that team that if you let them hang around, they'll beat you. And, you have Tony at running back or now Kyle Trask, who I didn't expect to actually get a chance to play this year. Felipe Franks, while not a great quarterback, he actually reminded me of Pat Mahomes a little bit. He's like if Pat Mahomes was a homeless person. That's what Felipe Franks is. He has every tool in the world. Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, he's 6'6", got a big arm. Yeah, he's a homeless Pat Mahomes. Like he has all the tools, he has all the potential, but he's a 58% passer. And it's like he'll give you 2 good games.
Is that
it's trash?
Well, let me ask you that: is that because he's trash, or is that because he takes shots and takes risks that maybe maturity will cure?
No, he's just trash. So.
He's just trying. Okay.
Yeah,
right, cool.
That guy. He's that guy that you say, man, if I could just. He's that guy that has that coach out there.
My man Fred said, no. Hand me the toilet tissue. It's not gas.
Yeah. He's straight garbage. I mean, I thought he would take that next step, but. And that's not because he's a Gator. He's a Gator player. No,
we know what it is for. We know the bias, bro. We know the bias.
But when I look at the tools, I think he has the tools that maybe if a coach gets a hold of him, he can be a better player. But he had a catastrophic injury, so he's not even there now at this point in the season. So you have Kyle Trask, who never started a game in high school. Now being a college quarterback, he was the backup to De'Aaron King, who was the starter at Houston before all that catastrophe happened. Go look that up, and you'll understand all of that. So you have essentially a backup quarterback playing, and he's not playing bad. He's about 6'5", he's like 230, good arm, decent accuracy, but when the trash goes around his feet, you know how those quarterbacks get. They don't like that. So,
start seeing ghosts.
I knew you were going to say
start
that.
Ducking and turning. And Quincy Carter. Throw that shit up over the shoulder and duck down.
James St. Patrick out there.
Ooh. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that coming. But Florida's
offense. Every time we bring this up, I have to stop the show and go back to that moment in Cowboys history where that young man turned his back, looked down at the ground, and threw the ball up over his shoulder. He curled it up like a grenade. I still can't believe that actually happened in a professional game with people being paid millions and millions of money to entertain us. He turned his back and threw the ball up over his shoulder.
Kevin Garnett once said famously, anything's possible. Just saying.
Anything is possible.
But with this game is a tradition. This game isn't played in a home and away type of setting where like you normally see. It used to be called the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It's played in Jacksonville. They took the name away because you know how nowadays we're a little sensitive to everything that's said. So it's just the largest outdoor party, whatever. I honestly think that this Georgia team has had a little bit of time off after losing a big game earlier in the season. They've been trying to replicate what Alabama did early before they went super spread, and we're going to throw 4 receivers out there, and we got 4 first-round receivers with a first-round quarterback and a first-round tight end and a great defense. Old school Alabama is we're going to line up with 2 tight ends. We're going to have a game manager quarterback, and by the way, we have 2 really good NFL backs that probably won't be good later, but we'll run them in the ground right now.
And we just going to pound it down your throat like y'all are Misty Stone.
Exactly. And that's what
or Pinky. Yo, some of y'all didn't catch those bars. But that's okay. Because Misty Stone definitely caught it. I mean, they've changed considerably. And I never thought that I would see a day where Alabama would be a spread offense.
Exactly.
So that's interesting to me because it deviates so much from what we're used to seeing in the heart of the Confederacy with Jeff Sessions' favorite team. Like I'm so flabbergasted by what I've seen. Oh man. Oh yeah. I get them off, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to get these bars off, man. On the low. And if you catch them, you catch them. If you know, you know.
So for me, when I look at this Georgia team, you have a quarterback in Jake Fromm who he was on QB1. So shout out to Dev. He knows if you haven't, he's my guy that we watch that show. So we know he knows what I'm talking about. So, but
I saw his season. That's the last one I saw. I didn't watch it. But anyway, go ahead, dog.
But Jake Fromm he's a decent quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. But the thing I really like about him is he takes care of the football. And yes, go ahead and call him a game manager if you want to.
I'll take Fred. I'll take Fred Perdon't over Fromm. Because I'm here in the land. I'm here in the land of the Bulldogs, and the complaints I'm hearing is my man is out there with no arms playing quarterback. Like
he's very
his
safe.
best deep throw, his best like when they run the number 9 route, he's still going to turn around and hand the ball off. Like
they're not.
He gets held down here.
Georgia is the guy that was supposed to be there is actually in Ohio State now, and that's their fault. So, but Jake Fromm's a good quarterback. I think Florida's their defense will stand up, but I think Georgia's gonna play bully ball with Florida, and because of that, I think what you're going to see is a team that is going to be able to control the tempo, control the possession. Georgia's coming off of a nice bye week, so that's always helpful. Kirby Smart.
Those are code words. Those are code words to our listeners that our fat guys are better than your fat guys.
Yes.
Control tempo. Manage the line of scrimmage.
I just want to pass on 2 messages from Tobias to you that Florida is going to beat Georgia, and he also says that Jake Fromm is the Anglo version of Teddy Bridgewater.
I wouldn't be too far away from that. I'd actually agree with that. I mean, I always said, and for the SEC fans out there,
y'all gonna put some respect. Y'all gonna put some respect on my man Teddy B's name, man. Even though his haircut is atrocious, but y'all gonna put some respect. Yo, what's wrong with his hairline? Yo, his hairline. Nah, we from Philly. We not with that. Yo, your haircut got to be right or righteous, and he is. How do you can't have a professional athlete's career in America, and your barber looks like that? Like, come on, man.
Your barber should travel with you.
Exactly. Fromm is trash.
So,
like,
Fromm is
being nice.
Aaron Murray, who was a predecessor.
So, Fred, you're going with Georgia, though.
Yeah, I'm going with Georgia. I think it'll be close, like a 24-20 type of game. It'll be close. But
you hear that, Tobias? Fred said FOH.
Tobias, be nice to me. I won't pick your team. I'll pick LSU. Be nice.
All right, so moving on to another game, though, Fred. We got Oregon at USC. How do you see this Oregon at USC game playing out?
So Oregon has a quarterback that came back for his senior year, Justin Herbert. I compare him to Nick Foles. If that's a good comparison, I don't know.
Oh, that must mean he's great because he beat Patriots. I mean,
see, we weren't even talking about the NFL. We're talking about college football.
We're talking about Nick Foles.
You know,
the last time I watched Nick Foles play football, he was beating up on.
The last time I watched Nick Foles, he was sitting on the ground for the Jaguars. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
anyway.
No, I haven't seen him as a Jag. He got that bag, and I was happy for him. I wanted him to get it. I am so happy for Nick Foles and his family that he had an opportunity to go and stick up Jacksonville for way more than he should have. I want him to do it again.
Highway robbery.
I want him to do it again, man. We can't say anything bad about Nick Foles on this program, dude. We don't allow it.
I'm gonna say it.
So you're saying this kid is good. You're saying this kid is good. Okay.
He's good. He's good enough. He'll be a first-round pick. If you look at him, 6'5", big arm, can extend plays. He's one of those guys. He's just a gamer. You can't. I'm gonna leave y'all alone, man.
No, go ahead, Fred. Go ahead.
So when I look at him, that Oregon offense isn't what you expected. If you're expecting Chip Kelly's Oregon offense from years ago, that's not what they do anymore. They throw the ball a lot more. USC is down to their third string quarterback and freshman, and they're still in it.
Since Fred brought that dude up, I just would like to say I hope he doesn't make it to the future. Y'all know him. Go ahead, Fred. My bad.
So I look at Oregon and I say to myself,
had my football team drinking smoothies, doing yoga, and had Jeff Mail as a top on the depth chart.
Jeff Mail, man, I remember Jeff Mail. He's actually good.
Yo, how is he in the league?
He's not.
He was good.
He was all right.
He was.
Hey, sure. What is the demographic of most slot receivers in the NFL? And I'll leave that. I'll let you have that one. You do that. You do the math on that. And so, but I look at.
He's a heady player. He's so smart.
Hey, yo.
Feed the defense and have a connection with his quarterback.
But Fred, though, so who you got in this game? Let's get your picks though, because I want to see who you actually going with.
So I have Oregon winning this game. They're 6-point favorites in this one. That's USC isn't a great team, but if they hang around, and they've hung around in pretty much every game they played in this year, they tend to make teams sweat. I think Oregon will pull it out late. They are traveling, so that's going to have something to do with it. So
that's what I did with her. Pulled it out late.
I can't with you, BL. I can't with you, bro.
All right, so Fred, last but not least, we have what we're calling the Purdue Bowl. We got Miami at your school of Florida State, or your school of Miami at Florida State. However you want to
That's the Purdue Bowl.
This is the Purdue Bowl. So who are you going with in this Purdue Bowl?
All right, so we know that I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, right? We also know that I hate Florida State. I hate everything about that football team. They are the Native Americans up north. They play in Hard Rock North. But
damn,
I gotta go with the Noles in this one. Watching this Hurricanes team, everything I've seen, the defense is not the same. They're not as fast. They're not as physical. The offense does not score enough points. Jarren Williams is coming back from, we want to say, the doghouse and an injury where he injured his shoulder against Virginia Tech. But I just don't see where the Canes come up with enough points. I think they'll go down big early and then try to pull out a late comeback late and just come up just short. Kicking game's not great either. This game has come down, the last two or three matchups have come down to a grand total of 3 points. So I think Miami comes up just short. Their kickers, we're down to our third string kicker, and I hate kickers. So Noles win this one 38-35. Okay. I hated saying that.
I directly, you can directly correlate how good the University of Miami is to how many players on the team have real gold teeth versus grills. If you don't have a lot of cats on the team with gold teeth and dread,
see, you
gotta
really remember the 90s and the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
It ain't the 80s, man. Liberty City is still Liberty City, and that's where you got to go to recruit. And they know this. So if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then listen,
Fred, I don't know how to tell you this, but Miami Hurricanes will never be the New England Patriots in terms of culture and how they carry themselves. That's not going to happen, B.
No, but
not going to happen.
They're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote Republican, bro.
Yo, hey, just so you know,
that's not what it is.
The head coach's dad was the mayor of Miami. So you do the research on that. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm sure.
We know you love your MAGA Patriots. But anyway, man, Fred, listen, thanks for calling in, man. You know, that's Fred Perdue of Locked On Canes on the Locked On Podcast Network. But, Fred, we want to say thank you for your picks as usual. I look forward to seeing what happens so I can see who's right between you and Tobias with Georgia and Florida. So, you know, either way, I'm trolling whoever got this game wrong. I'm letting you know right now.
Oh, yeah. See, if I already said if he's not nice to me, I'm going to pick LSU to upset next week. You better be nice to me, man. I'm already kind of close to picking him anyway. Man. All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, peace.
No doubt. First down, Freddie, a.k.a. Zach Randolph can't go left.
Locked On Canes podcast. That's Fred Perdue, man. We got to talk about a couple other things real quick, man. We have to talk about Major League Baseball. We want to say congratulations to the Montreal Expos for winning their first ever World Series. That's pretty much all we got on that, but, you know, congratulations to the Montreal Expos.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful off top.
Listen, man,
you get no respect in the war room. You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. Shout out to the Expos.
This story, man. I don't know if you saw the Sixers game last night in the National Basketball Association, a.k.a. this thing of ours. Tempers boiled over. Joel and your man Cat rumbled. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty much like a hug fest. What do I want to call this?
They got real close and hugged and smacked each other on the forearm.
I'm trying to figure out what to call this, man. Let's call this Fortnite culture. It was a rumble from cats from the Fortnite culture. There's a lot of bear hugging, headlocks. Joel was flexing his muscles after the fact. He gave a high five to Mark Lamont Hill. He went to Twitter because you got to take it to Twitter.
Yo, I'm gonna ask you a question. How soft are you if you end up losing in that type of fight where no hands is really thrown and no hands was put upon thee? Yo, how soft are you to be named Cat? Like, I will give you all day long. I don't even know if the big African can rumble. He is super entertaining, and I love him way more for his personality than his game because he got up on the microphone and straight up said, I ain't no hit. I'm not no big international tender chicken hawk. And he knew it was funny. He tried to keep the mean face. But because he's a jokester, he laughed. Yo, my man got to come on the show just for his sense of humor because he's out of control, man. In an intelligent and funny and sarcastic way. So, but just like you said, it was a Fortnite culture rumble. So how bad are your hand skills if you lose that? Because Cat lost whatever that was. We won't even call it a fight, but he lost. Like, how do you lose that?
So
how you lose?
I think what's more interesting to me is the fact that this is so Fortnite culture that after the game, Cat was on IG talking trash. There was Twitter and IG exchanges last night, which made this whole thing to me
when you could just go and see the person. Instead of going and see my man, I'm gonna go post it. Yo, I don't belong.
But I don't belong. It just shows you the shift in culture, right? It reminded me, and I know this has really nothing to do with this. It reminded me of when Drake and Meek had their little exchange of verbal bars.
Yo, I knew you were. Somehow we've been doing this show so long that I knew you were going to bring that up, and I don't know how, because it ain't got nothing to do with it, but I knew that was going to be the example.
I'm going to tell you how, because I heard a couple people say that.
Wait, hold on. Before you say something, because when you thought of that, you thought of that video of Meek Mill in a boxing bag. I know you did. And a punching bag.
It's that they said that it's that they said it was the first like rap battle that was like won by memes, even more so than bars. Like, it's not even about like your lyrics no more, even how you fight. It's about who can get the most jokes off on social media. Like, social media has literally, and it's funny because me and Deb talk about this all the time. I don't know if it's made the world crazy or just exposed how crazy the world is. Like,
a little bit of both.
So
it's not one or the other. It's a little bit of both.
So these dudes are on the court, like having a fake fight. You know what I'm saying? They were supposedly friends, and then they get on social media and start slandering each other. Joel takes things so far, like, that's why you let Jimmy Butler bully you, and you know what I mean? I know true stories about you. I ain't gonna say nobody's name. He said, I ain't gonna say nobody's name. After just saying his name, you're gonna say I ain't gonna say nobody's name, which is funny to me in itself. Like, the whole
Bull is so intelligent and immature. I'm here for it. Like, I'm here for him to be a part of this. He's advancing the culture because he's super immature and super intelligent at the same time. Like, I ain't gonna say no names, but Jimmy Butler bullied the shit out of you.
Yeah. It's like it's so Fortnite-ish, man. It's so Fortnite-ish yet so entertaining. Real quick though, we got a message from my brother Dev. He was talking about the the Montreal Expos. They having their parade on a Saturday. Like, who does that? And that is trash. Like, I mean, that's because you're starving. And
the Montreal Nationals.
Yeah, because if you have a diehard fan base, you just have it whatever day you want to have it. You don't have to have it on a weekend, but they're trying to make sure that they get a good show, good showing or whatever. So anyway.
They don't have They don't have things. Listen, it's like our brother Dev has said. There's no real fans. I promise you, and I'll be the first to admit that I don't watch baseball. So when the Phillies went, that had nothing to do with baseball and everything to do with me putting on and repping for the city. There are people celebrating the Nationals, and I promise you that they don't know that there's 3 bases and a diamond. Like,
real quick, we got
breaking news.
And it goes to what we were actually just talking about, the Fortnite fight. Let's see. Looks like both guys got 2 games, so the suspension has come down.
What?
And that's 2 games apiece. Yeah, for both of them, 2 games apiece.
For hugging.
So that's what's going on for that Hug Fest. They both got 2 games. So I mean, that's just less games they got to load manage. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Is load management a part of the Fortnite culture? Is that Fortnite culture?
I don't know. That's part of the Fortnite culture because I mean the Spurs have perfected that. That's part of the win at all cost culture. That's part of
they started it, but it was perpetuated and accepted because of the software. Like, just because something starts doesn't mean it gotta take over. Like, it took over because soft dudes wanted it to take over.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that, but I think that's part of the win. I think that's more to do with analytics and win at all costs than it is like Fortnite culture. Because, and I blame all that on Mike Jordan, but that's either here nor there. We can get into a long conversation about that, but that's either here nor there, man. So 2 games.
Mike ain't never rest. Mike ain't resting now.
See, Bubba Chuck had it right. Bubba Chuck just took off practice. These dudes was like, hold my beer. Practice. Watch this. I'm taking off game.
Bubba Chuck. Bubba Chuck never did practice. He came just straight to the game, smelling like trees.
So when you think about
smelling like a vacation,
he was ahead of the curve. He was low managing before that was a thing. Pause. Like he was ahead of the curve, man. So salute to Bubba Chuck, man. Anytime we can salute Bubba Chuck, we're gonna take that opportunity to do so. So we're gonna say salute Bubba Chuck.
Absolutely.
Anyway, man. So how were these suspensions affect your team? Like coming into the game last night, they were both undefeated. The Sixers on a swing right now, about to go to play this Western swing without Joel for at least 2 games. But I mean, honestly though, he probably would have took 2 games off anyway, but not back-to-back 2 games. This still was on the call for. But you know, we'll see how this plays out, man. This is to me, this is much ado about nothing because, you know, it's low management culture, Fortnite culture, all these cultures come into play with this. But speaking of basketball, right? So let's talk about your man Steph Curry. He broke his hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he's out.
His left hand.
And it's weird though, right? Because I know it's gonna sound crazy. Things seem to work out for dude, man. Like even when he gets injured or something, it always works out for dude. So I feel like he's gonna be out for an extended period of time. They're gonna lose a bunch of games and get a better draft pick. And somehow Clay's gonna come back. He's gonna come back.
And they're gonna cook and they're gonna do work.
It's gonna work out.
I'm gonna go.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go deeper on how it worked out. And mind you, I'm a huge Steph fan. Like I'm a Steph Curry fan, so I don't really take kindly to all of this talk that he's not nice. And, you know, look at what's gonna happen without the bull. That's a witch that got the bad hair that went to Brooklyn. Like I'm not with all that. But I will say this: him breaking his hand means that he's not going to have to show and prove that he can do it with just Welvin. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just him and Welvin, would that hurt his legacy if he's not winning because Welvin ain't really as good as people think Welvin is?
Yo, so it works out for him in that way, too. So watch Welvin start putting up 20 and 10, though. Welvin about to average a triple-double in y'all dummies. Watch. Yo, that's crazy, man.
7 shots to do it.
It's funny how we talking about all the positives of somebody breaking their hand, but you know, but like you know, like Dev's in our chat room. Shout out to Dev though. He says Steph gets to escape the criticism of not being able to carry a mediocre team, which is true. Which is absolutely true. So he gets to duck all that smoke. But I mean, you know, get well, Steph. Though we want to see you out there play. I still want to see you shoot from half court and do all that nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
In the warm up,
Casey Mack
or in the game,
they're going to tank and get the number 1 pick, and also get that piece to replace KD. He said Hall of Famer Draymond is about to get exposed. Got the ball, Hall of Famer Draymond. So y'all be hating on him. Yo, nobody likes Draymond. That's hilarious. Yo, nobody likes Draymond, man. And most of the reason y'all hate Draymond has nothing to do with Draymond. Like y'all hate Draymond because people crown him. It's hilarious. Yeah, man. And Skyview says, "How do you carry a team at 6'3" anyway?" Yeah, I don't know about that, doggy. I've seen some. I mean, Charles Barkley was 6'4". Bubba Chuck was like less than 6 feet. He was like 5'2".
Yo, so Bubba Chuck was 5'10". Not to mention 140 pounds.
Anyway. They always compare. They always want to compare the two. So, I mean, you want to crown them, but don't try to use that as an excuse. How tall was Isaiah?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Both Thomases.
Don't use that excuse, man. Yo, listen though, we got a quote of the week that I want to get to real quick. And this quote of the week is from your man Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce, for some reason, has to continuously tell us how good he is, or was rather. And you know, here's what he says here.
Before you continue to that point, and I like Paul. I know you're not a fan of him because of some of the Trezvanian things he's done, but his self-esteem is internet foddish level, like because I don't know anyone that has to talk about themselves the way that he talk. Yo, he's so mad that they don't mention him in the same breath with Kobe and T-Mac. He can't stand it. He cannot stand it.
Yo, and the crazy part is Kobe irritates me with the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. I hate the fact that every time I see Kobe, he got to do the same thing and tell us how great he was. Because I'm like, yo, that's the one thing. That is the one thing that, you know, I'll give said credit for. Because Mike don't do that. Mike let everybody else tell you how great he was. Mike don't have to constantly tell us how great he was because I guess he got enough fans to go around and do it for him.
Yo, it's funny. It's funny you say that because I don't think that's because Fed wouldn't do it. I think that he's built his legacy in a way where there's enough sycophants that do it for him. He don't got to. And he knows what it looks like. He knows how it looks to have that many people saying how great he is, yours truly included, that it would look crazy if he said how good he really thought he was. So he just can fall back and let him rock. Kobe gets disrespected, but Kobe's not in the same breath with Paul Pierce. And with all due respect to the Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer Paul Pierce, but there's levels. There's levels to this itch.
I agree with you, but I just don't like when players do that in general. But so I agree with you. It doesn't matter. And and by the way, Tobias, we're gonna get to you once I give this quote by Paul Pierce, which is quote. I always said that if he and I were of the same age, it'd be different. He might not have gotten those championships at Miami if I were 26 and he were 26. And that's end quote. That's Paul Pierce and LeBron.
You talking about softball Bron? Yo,
yeah,
but hold on. When you saw what you saw in Boston, the time that they beat him, if you rewind the clock and take 3 years age off of all three of them dudes, including the girl. So I'm not just talking about KG and Paul Pierce, but I'm talking about the chick that was with him, the chick that shoots all the threes, her too. If you take 3 years off of them, he might have a point. 3 years. You don't got a point?
No, he does. It'll definitely be an amazing run, but I don't know what he's trying to
only people that are going to analyze it that way. The only people going to analyze it that way are hoop nerds like us. Everybody else is just going to say he's hating and he's being fickle, which he is. But both things can be true.
I'm saying that
both things can be true.
But but I don't know. But my point is, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that at 26 you were as good as LeBron at 26? Because that ain't true.
In his mind, yes. That's what he's trying to say. But I'm going a little bit different with it. Not so much that he was as good as LeBron, but he was good enough when teamed with those other three dudes. They'd have F LeBron's run up. I believe.
But let's just talk about Pierce at 26 versus LeBron at 26.
No, it ain't even no conversation.
On those bad cat teams. Yeah, it's not at all. Because I remember at Paul Pierce at 26, was winning 30 games and not even making the playoffs. He it's not even. They're not
Paul
even
Pierce at 30. Paul Pierce at 36 was a guy that gave you 28 and 10 and
26.
lost. At 26 years old, would give you 26 to 28, 10 boards, nice little. He would put the numbers up with no wins.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know what Paul Pierce is trying to prove with the comment, but at the end of the day, man, just go away, go that away, man. But let's get Tobias on Roll Damn Tide real quick before Massa come get him. So let's see. Tobias.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, thanks for taking my call, fella, because I don't want that black bounty hunter that's the main villain of the Harriet Tubman movie to come get me. But
yo, is that true?
But
I didn't. Is that true?
Yeah, I read up on one of the main villains is a black bounty hunter tracking her down. I was like, oh Lord.
Man. Come on, man. How they do that, man? How they do that? Really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
For those who don't know what Tobias is talking about, there's a new Harriet Tubman movie coming out, and he's saying that the one of the main villains in the movie is another black person, a black bounty hunter. So they found a way to make a movie about Harriet Tubman and still make the black person the villain. Anyway.
Yeah, but anywho, it's like basketball. I know y'all talked about the whole load management thing, right? And that's one of the things that grinds my gear.
That's your favorite topic. That's your favorite topic.
It grinds my gear. But I noticed that ESPN is kind of really mad about it now. And it is kind of tough when you spend that money to get those games and stuff, and you don't sit out. And it's not even it's Halloween today, but it's not in November yet until I get ready for the playoffs. But with somebody like Steph who got hurt, because I bought a ticket to a Warriors game years ago, and Steph was hurt. And I was like, all right, cool, he missed some games. And that's when I saw Monte Ellis get his shots off. And Monte Ellis likes to shoot. But anyway, I just think
Monte Ellis is still shooting.
You know, I just think that maybe it's just something you could pay. Some guy on Twitter like pay a little extra in case the star seller was to sit out just the rest. You get it back because ain't nobody paying to see Patrick Beverly or Montrezl Harrell. You know, except for their mama and daddy. We just gotta be honest about that.
Yo, I might pay to see Patrick Beverly, man.
Right, Trez is entertaining.
Yo,
Beverly isn't.
I think my two favorite players in the NBA this season, like y'all gonna think I'm joking when I say this, yo, are Patrick Beverly and the boy Van Fleet, because both of them play with the confidence of like a 20-time All-Star. They both play with the confidence of a Hall of Famer. Like, and one boy is a midget, and Patrick Beverly look like he smells, but they still play. Yo, their confidence level is somewhere else, man. So I enjoy watching those brothers play. But at any rate, man, I know that grinds your gears. You hate load management, so you had to really be upset at Jimmy Butler, who load managed the first game of the season.
And I thought that was hilarious, and I thought it was kind of convenient that Fred conveniently stopped being too busy to watch Heat games after LeBron left. When LeBron was there, he had all the time in the world to watch Heat games. Shout out Fred. But
Fred left basketball alone completely. Fred don't even acknowledge basketball now that LeBron's gone. He's like, what is that? Something with a peach basket?
Hey, I also got to say this also. Yeah, congrats to you know how bad baseball is in this country, and none of the sports shows really talked about it. But it's a shame that Washington Nationals ain't got no black people in the town to celebrate the World Series. That's a whole different topic there. You know, but I think y'all talking about like some of this football stuff, and like Jake Fromm is the wrong quarter. Like they had two more talented quarterbacks, but they decided Jake Fromm. But this is where the whole quarterback win thing doesn't. It kind of has a false narrative, but he's not as talented as those two guys. He'll have an NFL career. He'll be like Teddy Bridgewater, but do you want to pay that guy $20 million a year, potentially? Nice guy to have on your team, but do you want to invest that kind of money? And I just think that sometimes you get something you got to look at.
Absolutely. So you got with this Florida Georgia game though, right? You rolling with Florida.
I hate to say this about the kid, but Florida's starting quarterback in the season, Felipe Franks, broke his ankle. I think Florida got better. But the backup came in. And Florida has a great defense. The only thing that may hurt Florida is they kind of struggle against the run. Georgia's predicated on the run. And but Jake Fromm is such like a game manager. If you take that run away and make him throw the ball more than 30 times, which he has not won a game in college where he's thrown the ball at least 30 times. In college, you should be knocking out the park if you're a world-class quarterback.
Fromm is going to get into the league at a time where his talent level, which is minimal, is going to command $18 million a year. Watch what I say. Look
funny.
at Dakota.
Hey,
they're trying to give Dakota 30.
As a college quarterback, it's hilarious to hear somebody say like your team is better like when you throw the ball less in college.
Because of the talent, because what happens is because of the talent difference. That's the thing. Because in the NFL, even like the bad teams, there's talent on those teams. And you know, in like more preparation time, things of that sort, you're not gonna be able to do. They need way more balance. But you do need that balance when you play against a bear like Georgia. You got to play against Florida or against an Auburn in a couple of weeks. But that quarterback trash.
If Jake Fromm gets in the league, and gets to play the Buccaneers secondary every week, he'd be good.
Hey, we can do something against the Bucs secondary. But by the way, I'm calling it now. I think Nick Foles is going to be the next Bucs quarterback, and all those Bucs fans who say we'll take anybody, sound like Democrats saying vote blue no matter who, is going to be mad when the rest of the team still sucks. And I got to say that real quick. Yes, Jameis Winston's time is up. The Bucs should move on at quarterback. But it's a damn shame that this team has the exact same issues across the football team the year they drafted him.
It's about time, Tobias. I told you to come on over to the dark side, man. What's wrong with you?
B. Austin.
Jameis is cheap.
But B. Austin, my part of my argument was, in my Nino Brown voice, it's bigger than Jameis Winston. Because if you average 28 points a game, turnovers are not cut. There are a lot of teams that I know when he looks bad, he looks bad. I've never seen that happen before. When someone looks bad, it's bad. The defense is giving up 30. Pat Mahomes can't win at that level. You got a quarterback who has 10 pass interference calls on this year by himself. On third, and both of them on third down. And I'm saying this team has the exact same issues when they drafted him. Bad line, offensive line, can't control the line of scrimmage, bad defense. And you got two great wide receivers, but the San Francisco 49ers don't have no good wide out, but they got control the lines of scrimmage and they run the ball.
Right. Fat people, man, is make football. So let me get this straight, because I hear what you're saying, and to the wise and discerning ear, I understand that while you're acknowledging that Jameis is a hoe, you're also still giving him a little bit of leeway and excuse. And so my thing is this: knowing what we know about Jameis and understanding who he is, are you suggesting that with a good O-line and a good defense and reasonable coaching, he wouldn't throw the ball to the other team? Is that kind of where you're going?
He's going to be one of those quarterbacks who's going to throw picks. Picks don't bother me as much as fumbles does. Because, like a couple of those picks yesterday, Brashad Perriman, he's the only fast guy I know who made on his third team in his rookie deal. The dude can't catch. All right. If you don't, there's a lot, but like my thing is with picks, I can live with picks. It's just the fumbles that will kill me more than anything, because we don't know what goes to the pick sometimes where, guys, it's any quarterback. And mind you, Kurt Warner won the MVP with 22 picks one season. But
you said I don't like this turnover, but this turnover is okay. Turnover is a turnover, man. And I understand what you're saying. That sometimes it's the receiver's fault. But dude, it's still
but
the
what
end
I'm
result
saying
is
is
a
that.
turnover, man.
But for example, last game, the center snapped the ball too soon, hit him on the head. Who got credit for that fumble? So what I'm saying is that the team still stinks. So what I'm saying is that you could put anybody back there. The team's still bad. I don't think he's been good. I'm not saying that. It's like, let's just say, take him outside and tar feather him, is what people expect you to say. But if you got a bad team, you got Byron Leftwich, offensive coordinator.
I'm not disagreeing with you that the team is bad. They need help all over. You can't just change your quarterback and things get better.
What I'm saying is that no matter who you put in, they're going to be better.
But my point is this, though. He plays quarterback. That's part of playing quarterback. Heavy is the head, man. That wears the crown. Because when you play quarterback, and let's just say for argument's sake your team was winning, guess who would get all the credit for that? That's how it goes, man. When you play that position, the premier position in the sport, you get the blame or you get the accolades. That's just what comes with it, man. Because the team is honestly bad, he got to suffer for that.
Because, like, look at Sam Darnold in New York, right? Going through this pretty much similar stuff. You know, he got the white privilege hire Adam Gase, who did nothing when the years Peyton Manning ain't there, but he keep getting jobs. No line, no good team around him, and he's seeing ghosts like he's Slimer, you know, Egon, shout out to Ghostbusters. So, and they gonna fail him, and then people say he washed out. Then you're gonna try to find another quarterback to be the savior, and if you ain't addressing the other teams, the other part of your team, look at San Francisco. I'm not a big Jimmy G fan. He's been pretty pedestrian this year. But, damn it, they got a great offensive line, running game, and defense. They're winning. So, like you said,
they built their team. Like, yes. I get what you're saying, but guess what? Their team has been pretty good. But guess Jimmy G's going to get a lot of that credit, even though, like you said, he's been pedestrian. That comes with playing quarterback. So,
look at that.
That's what it is. Jameis has to deal with that. Like, that's just part of it, though. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you saying they don't need more, but understand that he's playing quarterback. That comes with that.
You know what?
Threw 36 picks a game for like the end of his career. I'm sorry, go ahead though. But he won a Super Bowl. But go ahead.
I was saying this also, and the problem is a lot of fans are like, oh, we get Joe Burrow. Like, dude, Joe Burrow's not making it past number one. And then you got teams like the Falcons who stink. They may draft a quarterback to groom for Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan's 35. The Chargers, things like that. So I think
there's like 10 teams that will draft a quarterback. So we'll see what happens, man. But Tobias, man, before we get you out of here, I got to ask you a question, man. Paul Pierce at 26 and LeBron James.
Hey, all I got to say is, why are we having this discussion? Hey, it's kind of like asking Kobe is he getting Smush Parker a Christmas gift. That's the kind of question you're asking me right now. But I'll say this before I run. If they did come together quicker, I do think they would have had more of a run. But that's also the same time but that's just how basketball works sometimes. And remember the year after they won that title, Kevin Garnett tore his knee up. It missed that second season. Yeah. And so, things happen. And then you remember, I'm being a homer right now, Derrick Rose got hurt when the Bulls' best team they had since Jordan was there. He tore his knee up that year and lost to the Sixers. And so, and that team was the one team in the Eastern Conference Boss that did not kiss his ring like Paul George did. So,
oh man, my single reason for not really liking Paul George is based on the way he allowed LeBron to do him when he was in Indianapolis. Man, come on, man. But I'll say this to your point. It's hard. It's hard for me to say certain things based on how y'all know that I feel about dude. But when Derrick Rose was healthy, and he was a great talent, he wasn't nothing. That's why I wasn't nothing with him. I don't care if Derrick Rose had not shredded his knee, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered.
No, I'm not saying it would have won, but at least there was a legit pushback.
All right,
but before I go, guys, I'll say this.
I want to tell you one thing, Tobias. I want to tell you this, that you took Florida, Fred is taking Georgia. Whoever loses, I'm trolling. I'm just letting y'all both know that. Put that on the record.
Hey, you guys have a great day, and I'll say this real quick. People, just because folks saying LeBron is not the best player year 17 is not the issue. The compliment is that he's still in the discussion as best player in the league in year 17. That's what you be focused on. But peace,
year
guys.
17, my man is top 5. Like in year 17, my man is top 5. That's insane, man. That's crazy. You soft dudes that play nowadays should be ashamed of yourselves.
All right, Tobias, man. Have a good weekend, brother.
Peace, guys.
Peace. Yeah, man. So before we move on, I just want to give the stat of the week real quick, and it's from the 2019 World Series. It's the first World Series that the first 7 games in any series, in any sport, where no home team won a game. So there was a 7-game series, and in that entire 7-game series, no home team won a game. And that's the first time in any sport, whether it be hoops, baseball, hockey.
Let's talk about that, man. Let's address, because while we could leave that to mere coincidence, I actually believe that is evidence of the death of baseball. That's the death of baseball, because playing at home doesn't really matter to them, because the home crowd doesn't mean anything to them. It doesn't influence their play. Say what you will, I don't care how professional you are. There's only a couple weirdos that didn't care about home team advantage. And by weirdos, I'm talking like Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, maybe Magic, those type of guys. Other than that, anybody on a professional sports team who is very good on down wants the energy of that home crowd. And these cats
baseball's a little different though, because baseball is like baseball is a weird sport where it's like a team sport, but it's an individual sport wrapped in a team sport. Like you get a great pitcher out there, you could win on the road, home, in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? You win anywhere. Like you get with great pitching is one thing, and it's like I said, it's weird because you're at bat and it's you versus the pitcher. Nobody else really matters. It's like it's like an individual sport wrapped in a team sport. But, you know, and shout out to Neil on the chat room says baseball is so dry. Yeah, baseball is definitely like none punani. So, but that's what happened. I'm going to give everybody how they can get
no Astroglide. There was no Astroglide.
Yo, check out our website
Bars
at warroomsports.com. While you're there, take your time and look around. Click on the Contact Us tab to send us a message about our company, our show, or to inquire about sponsorship and advertising opportunities or joining our network. For general inquiries, email us at info@warroomsports.com. While you're browsing the site, click on the memorabilia tab to buy War Room Sports merchandise. Click the blog tab to read our latest articles in All Fair in Sports and War blog. Then click the respective icons and tabs to follow us on all social media platforms. You can also subscribe to our iTunes podcast there, or you can watch our webcasts from War Room Sports TV. You can download our mobile apps. Everything that we do, you can do right at the hub of warroomsports.com. Listen, you can be in the Violent chat room right now during the show at blogtalkradio.com/thewarroom. To enter the chat room, sign up for a free profile at Blog Talk Radio. If you don't want to create an account, you got social media. You got Facebook or Twitter. You can just use those accounts. And you know what I mean? You can click follow. You can get updates about our show. We're going to be taking questions and reading posts as we've been doing our show from Facebook, Twitter, the chat room, and our group chat as well. To call and speak with us, dial the Digital Extreme Technologies hotline, and that number is 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted. If you're already listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. We got to get the brother Gus on, because Gus is going to give us some picks for this upcoming week. You dig? Dev wants to put a comment out there that he thinks that the series was great. So salute to him. It's trash, but that's either here.
He likes baseball.
Okay, so I see. I see that Gus is Dev likes any sport. It's not as bad as it used to be though. I used to go in Dev crib and he'd be watching like cricket with small people.
Wow.
In Indonesia. He'll watch anything competitive. So with that being said,
Dev knew the whole roster. Dev knew the whole roster of the Minnesota Timberwolves and Bucks and the Milwaukee Bucks for the last 30 years. And them teams ain't been good but like 3 years out of that. The entire roster.
I couldn't give you their roster in any year. But anyway, let's see the
included.
We got to get Gus on to talk about, some gambling with Gus, because Gus was only 2-4 last week, man. Although he's 21-19 for the season, so we got to give him credit. Let's get Gus on.
He's over 500.
Gus, how are you, sir?
500.
Hello.
Gus, what's going on, sir?
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, man, we can't complain. Ain't nobody listening.
Trying to fight this imperialist system.
Keep up the good fight.
So you were 2-4 last week, but like I said, 21-19 overall. So
Yeah, I ran into a little. I just ran into a little slump the last couple of weeks, but stay the course. I always gonna come out on it.
Okay, no doubt. Let's start this week with the Cardinals getting 10, playing the Magabosa and the 49ers out there. So, what do you like in this Cardinals and 49ers game?
Okay, I'm always attracted to double-digit underdogs. Don't always take it. A double-digit home underdog within the division, that's just too much for me to resist. The 49ers have actually had problems with the Cardinals. No, not this 49er team, but even if you go back to 2013 when they were still a reasonably good team, 1 year removed from the Super Bowl, they've had problems with the Cardinals, particularly in Arizona. And so coming off that big win, they really laid it on the Panthers. The 49ers are very, very, very good. And but this is the kind of game where I think odds makers are trying to get people to just casually lay 10 points. And, again, home underdog within the division, I don't buy it. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I heard that. Taking the Cardinals plus 10. All right, let's see how that plays out. The Eagles -5 versus the Bears. How do you see this game on?
The Bears simply have no capacity to exploit the obvious biggest weakness of the Eagles, which is their secondary. The Bears don't have a downfield passing game, and so. And then the Eagles showed that they kind of revived their pass rush last week. So I think if if they can mask their weakness, which is their secondary, and the offense is starting to click a bit, I just don't see how the Bears can keep up. They can't score. I think the Eagles by negative -5. I would even, if there's a prop on Nagy making a quarterback change in game, I think it happens here. The Eagles get off to an early start, and I think they're going to have to make a change or the whole locker room's going to blow up.
Gus,
Wow.
let me break it down for some of our fans. Let me break it down for some of our listeners who didn't catch on. What he's saying is that if Mitchell Trubisky were black, he would have never been playing quarterback. He wouldn't be playing quarterback. He'd have been a wide receiver or a running back.
I like that supplemental analysis there.
All right. So we had the Raiders and Lions. The over-under for that game was 50.
Taking the rate again. Raiders are my favorite over team. They're pass happy and they don't play much defense. Lions are top 10 offense. Take the over.
Yo, that seems like a too good to be true over-under. Like I look at that and I automatically I want to make, as you say, I want to make an investment in that. That jumps off the sheet at me. Like when you talk about Raiders and Lions,
it's gonna be a defensive struggle. Watch.
I know.
To have a defensive struggle, you have to have a defense, which the Raiders don't.
Yeah. Neither one of them do, for real. All right, so
shout out to Gruden trading away Khalil Mack. Shout out to him.
The Giants are getting 7 versus Dak Prescott and the Cowboys coming off of a bye. So what you got there?
Okay, unlike the Bears, the Giants have developed at least a semblance of a downfield passing game with Daniel Jones. He's developing a little chemistry with Golden Tate, and I think that's going to give Saquon Barkley just enough space to get some running room there. I'm not saying the Giants will win, but I think they're going to make this closer than it looks. And, of course, we know the Cowboys, on a given day, they can make anybody look respectable. So I'm taking the Giants plus a 7.
Okay, I see you taking the points this week.
Shout out to Saquon. Shout out to Saquon. I have not seen anyone near the great number 20, Barry Sanders, but I'll be damned if he don't give you a flashback every 2 or 3 games, man. That boy is special.
Hey,
Agreed.
You
don't go to the bathroom when he's getting the ball.
You got to chill, B.R. Don't invoke Barry's name. Yo, B.R. be killing me with the hyperbole.
Greatest of all time?
What's the other quarterback you tried to crown a couple weeks ago? Was it Donaldson you told us was so great, and then he came out and looked like
I said Sam Darnold. I said Sam Darnold is better than Dakota, and I kind of stand by that.
I don't know, dog. That's the here and there. But last thing I got to ask you about, another game. So it's under 45.5, and that's the Ravens and Patriots. How do you see this?
Okay. All right. Now, both teams are averaging
and a half.
Both teams are averaging 30 points a game, about 30 to 31 points a game. But in this game, I just think Belichick's record against first or second year QBs is really, it almost looks like a typo. None of them do very well against him. None of them.
He locks them up.
And neither I don't see either one of them hitting the average. The Patriots only giving up 7 points. So even if the Ravens double that output, I think it's going to still be hard for the teams to get to 45. Of course, the Ravens are going to be coming out fired up. Everybody does against the Patriots. I don't see it reaching to 45. I see a 2013 game or something in that range. So I'm taking the under.
Unless the Patriots beat them 45-0, but I guess you still hit.
Well, yeah, that's true. They do get points, and that's another misleading part about their offense. And I'm not saying it's still Tom Brady, but they've been scoring so much on defense that the average is a little misleading in terms of their offense.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I only know that because of fantasy, but Gus, man, thank you for your picks as usual, man. We appreciate all the work that you do. And make sure you check back with us next week to see how you did with these upcoming picks, man. But I'm telling you, that Raiders Lions is jumping off the page at me, which means it's probably going to be 7-10. But that's either here nor there. We appreciate you, Gus.
Absolutely. Couple upset possibilities, just like your listeners to consider. Which is the more likely upset? Chargers over the Packers, Chiefs over Minnesota, or the Ravens over New England? Just something to throw out there. And look out for my next piece is going to be on the redemption of Stephen Strasburg and Dave Martinez. Yeah, that's the one I would go with. The Chiefs over Minnesota if I picked one.
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is he's due for a wet to bed game.
He's due for a Kirk Cousins game.
Yes. Yeah. He's due for it.
And when's the last time the Chiefs lost 4 straight at home?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Andy,
they're gonna roll if they gotta get the crowd involved. They might even roll Eric Berry out there.
Yeah.
Before they
Yeah. All right, man. Listen, man, we appreciate you, Gus, man. Have a good week, brother.
All right, gentlemen. You too.
All right, take it easy.
No doubt.
Yeah, so that's Gambling with Gus there, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, that game is jumping off the page, but at the same time, that usually means it's not going to work out. But it's time to talk about what happened while you were on the ground, which is brought to you by Sports the Book. If you're tired of reading the same old sports books with all that BS in it, you got to cop Sports the Book. You can find it at sportsthebook.com or warroomsports.com. It's quite frankly the greatest sports book ever written, and I can say that because I wrote it. And it's fire.
I want to salute the author.
Thank you, good brother. I appreciate you. But it's time to talk about what happened this past week while we were on the Grizz Naive, as Scrappy would say. Yo, first thing I want to talk about is this, man. Your man LeBron Raymond James. Yo, his weave came off during the game. I don't know if you saw the highlights of this, but man, the weave came out during the game.
Oh! And Anthony said, the brow was on it. Yo, the brow was on it. Salute to the brow for pointing it out and doing what he should do in terms of pointing it out. He's still a member of the Fortnite generation, but you gotta let your old head have it if you see that go down. You got to, man.
Yeah, he said your track fell out, dude. So, man, that was ugly. That's ugly. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yo,
man. Here's what
that's not on the level. That's not on the level of having chicken in your helmet, but that's pretty bad, man.
Yeah, that's especially with Anthony. Anthony Davis can't slander anybody because I don't know if you remember he was a rookie when they had him on in the locker room on the floor. I don't even want to talk about it, man, because it's still kind of sus to me. But that's either here nor there, man. I gotta ask your opinion about this story. It's probably one of the biggest stories of the week. And they really didn't get. They got a lot of attention, but not as much as I thought it would. But the NCAA, they voted to allow athletes to profit off of their likeness. They got a lot of backlash from some conservatives. A lot of people were saying this is a move in the right direction. Some people were saying that now that they're getting paid off their likeness, they should be taxed for their scholarships. But it looks like the pendulum has shifted, man. Shout out to the O'Bannon brother. I think which one was it that started this whole thing? Was it Charles or Ed? I think it was Ed O'Bannon.
Ed.
Somebody correct me in the chat.
Yeah, it was Ed.
It was Ed. Okay. Yeah, but shout out to the O'Bannon brothers, man, for putting the
little
work
money
in.
Ed.
Not big money Ed, little money Ed. Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, so with that being said, man, what do you think about the NCAA finally coming to this conclusion after all these years and this big fight?
Speaking of Big Money Ed was like, yo, I've been paying them for their life. But I think that I need to know more, man. I didn't research it to the depth that I will research it because I need to understand how they're paid. And it is a step in the right direction. So salute to them. And it's funny. It's funny. I didn't dive into it, but I did see some of the tweets from a certain segment of the population of athletes making money. And I have my suspicions as to where those sentiments are rooted and why they would be upset. But that's neither here nor there. We'll say that for another time. We'll say that. Shout out to Tommy Lahren.
Yeah, and and I think this is more about their likeness, which to me has always been egregious. Where like the NCAA is making money off someone's likeness, like that's always been kind of crazy to me. But we'll see how this plays out.
Dr. Bayon finally gonna start getting them royalty checks. Doc Bagel.
I didn't even think about that, but that's if anybody's still out there purchasing that game, but I doubt it because GameStop is dead. But we'll see how this plays out, man. I think this will be very, very interesting. As time moves on, because I don't think the fight is over. Like I think people are still going to try to get more. So we'll see how it plays out, though. We'll see how it plays out. Listen, man. Your man Michael Bennett is now on the Dallas Cowboys, right? So, Coach Jason Garrett and the Cowboys brass said they expect Michael Bennett to stand for their anthem like all the other Cowboys players. Now, for those who don't know, Michael Bennett has been saying FOH standing for the anthem, but now that he's on the Cowboys are saying, yo, dog, this is what you going to do. And I think that he bent the knee and decided that he will stand. That's shocking to you?
When it comes to, and there was a time when I hated the analogy of comparing athletes to slaves, because the harrowing experience that chattel slavery brought to these shores, and even to the shores previous to the arrival here, is nothing to make light of at all. But these people who own these teams at some level really feel as though they own human property. Like they really feel that they have the complete right to encroach upon this man's belief system and tell him FOH to what you believe, why you believe it, and how you demonstrate support for your belief system. Damn your religion. Nothing you gonna stand when boss says stand. And if you don't, we's gonna tie you to that wagon wheel. Why can't you be a good nigga like Dakota and Ezekiel? You see how Dakota and Ezekiel behave? Man, we even allowed Ezekiel to put earrings in his nose and hop around with a little bone in his nose like a good monkey. Come on now, Michael Bennett. You know what plantation you're on. This is Candyland. Yeah, man. I'm a little disappointed because I know what Michael Bennett and Martellus Bennett say they represent and stand for, and I believe them. But it gets complicated when someone is coming for your check and your livelihood, and you have to compromise, because in life, you will compromise. How far you compromise and what you compromise is the question. Because man,
get down and lay down.
I hope
this all comes. This all comes down to resources, man. My thing is, as long as certain people have control over this entity, they can do whatever they want to do. Like, so, to me, it's about control.
Shout out to O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, even his backing, in terms of financially, comes from a certain segment of the population. I'm not speaking on that, but all I'm saying is, I understand both sides of this. I get both sides. If you feel as though that if you're that passionate about it and you don't want to, then don't do it. But understand that, it's sort of like you talk about like freedom of speech. You can say anything you want to as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences of it.
You're willing to stand on the consequences and repercussions.
Yeah, he can go ahead and do whatever he got to do, but he got to deal with what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? And when you have no control over what it is you're doing,
I feel,
he already.
My growth as a man and as a human being puts me in a position where I'm compromising on what I think and would feel about him for his compromise of being willing to stand, because there was a time where I would have thrown him all the way up under the Greyhound bus if he stood. And I'm like, yo, it's different when you got mouths to feed and you got responsibility. It's easy to stand around and say, you know, I'm on my Malcolm X, my Medgar Evers, my Fred Hampton, my Eldridge Cleveland. Well, he ain't on his Eldridge Cleveland because he's not taking it. You know, it's easy to talk that talk, but when you got mouths to feed, it's like, is that going to make him any less of a freedom fighter and any less of an advocate for civil rights and human rights and black rights? Does it make it less because he's standing? I don't know, man.
I've seen people take penitentiary chances because they need to put food on their family. So who am I to judge someone for standing for a stupid song?
Right.
Who stand for a stupid song? Because it doesn't mean that you believe in anything. But like I said, I get both sides of it. But I think he's already agreed to bend the knee. But it'd be interesting if he just backed out and did. He's gonna do something, or they're gonna have a camera on him. That's what I do know. So we're going to see whatever decision he makes. They're going to have the camera on.
I need my man to come out in a red, black, and green dashiki and throw his hand out. And if he do that in a beret, yo, he my man, yo. Then I know them dudes, man. Him and Martellus have no cut cards. He got to do something, man. He got to. He wouldn't be true to himself if he doesn't, man.
This is true. Listen, though, I got one more story real quick. Then I'm going to get some birthday shout-outs, and I think we got Naj on. We're going to bring Naj on in 1 second. But your man Taco Fall, who's like 8'12", he's in the concussion protocol because he hit his head on the low ceiling. So, Taco, man, get well, Taco, man. That's all I want to say, man, because I'm a Taco Fall fan. I'm rooting for the kid. So, you know, but sometimes it's probably being 8'6", you know.
My man is 8'11", and he shoots, and he has the nerve to shoot threes and dunk on his tippy toes.
But you know what,
get
though?
well soon. That's all. Like you said, get well soon.
It's some trash birthdays out there. So instead of birthdays, we're going to start a new segment, as a matter of fact. And that segment is called This Date in Sports History, right? So it's a new segment we're going to start. We're going to give a historical fact that happened on this date. And if anybody looking to sponsor this segment, you'll hit us up info at War Room Sports. So now you're going to be on 1 second, but I just want to say that on October 31st of 1950, Earl Big Cat Lloyd debuted with the Washington Capitals, making him the first ever African American to play in an NBA game. So salute to the legend Earl Big Cat Lloyd. Nickname is fire. Earl Big Cat Lloyd, the first African American to ever play in the thing of the National Basketball Association. So give him a salute on this historical moment. But before we move on, we got to get Naj on the line and see what's up with the brother. Hey, Naj, you there?
Yes, sir. What up?
Man, how are you?
What's good, Naj?
Man, ain't nothing, man. You know how it go, man. Got to sneak a break in while you're at the gig. You know what I mean? Speaking of
down here in Georgia, where it's like 29 degrees.
Bro.
We call that reparations, man. Sneaking breaks is reparations, man.
For sure. Get 3 of them in if you can. Look, the Michael Bennett thing y'all talking about, man. Like, y'all talking about it in a realistic way, which is good because social media kind of doesn't allow that kind of nuance. Everything is either, you know what I mean, the greatest ever or the worst ever.
Yeah.
So y'all allowing that nuance there. But the thing I guess that people, or even Michael Bennett's camp, is missing out on is whenever you have an authority that's imposing like ridiculous, restrictive things on you, the greatest weapon is always farce. So the thing to do would be to come out, put your hand on the wrong side, like you meant to put it on your heart, didn't change. Oh, my bad. Then turn the right way, then turn the wrong way. Like, make a farce out of it.
Yes.
Put a camera in a concessions area, and then after the game, show all of the people who are walking to concessions, going to the bathroom, and everything else during the anthem. Like, you just make a farce out of this whole thing that these people claim to take so seriously when they don't really feel it. Because they ain't standing up at home and putting their hand over their heart. So that's the thing. He needs to make a joke out of this, man. Because this is at this point, this is beyond ridiculous. And again, I told you this last year. The NFL is bad at their job because the reality of it is they should have let the protest keep riding because nothing infuriated and made the MAGA angry folks tune in more than looking at the beginning of the game to see who wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, so they could be mad at them and call them names online. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they couldn't wait.
You know what's really terrible.
On both sides looking to see that. Like, it wasn't just MAGA. The other side was looking to see who's standing, who ain't standing, who's kneeling. Like, so you had both sides. And he could take it a step further, just come out there for the anthem like he said he would, and just grab his Bozak on his EPMD jump. And,
let things fall where they may. Shout out to Beast Mode. Shout out to Beast Mode. Listen, man, it's funny because I look at life where there's things I want to grab the AK-47 and the black beret and the dashiki, but I also, I want my kids to have a great life. I want a house, I want a white picket fence too, So how do you promote?
You got to be realistic about where you are, the conditions you're in, and everything else. The greatest thing a professor ever said to me, which kind of hurt a bunch of our feelings as young college students who thought that we were, we thought we were this, that, and the third. He said, "Okay, y'all want to talk all this revolutionary stuff? How many of y'all renewed your driver's license?" And we all had to put our hands up. And he's like, "Okay, now if you're serious about what you're talking about, then you understand that you can't do the normal functions in life that normal people go through. So unless you're really serious about all that stuff, how about we start talking about working through it and dealing with the process in a legitimate way, because that's a sensible way." Like he said, if you want to go out there and fight revolutionary suicide, you go ahead and do that, but I don't believe you're that committed. And could none of us say a word to it.
Man.
Great point. What?
Especially we live in a country where iPhones and Twitter.
People.
Ain't nobody trying to
people are. Yo, word. Hey, we live in a country where there's fat poor people, that's an oxymoron in 179 other countries. I'll probably foam at that, but
well, shout out to
listen,
those
I'm not mad at him.
And foods pumped full of sugar, but we on a whole different ball.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at dude, man. I'm not mad. I want him to definitely make a farce of it. I definitely am here for that completely. But what I don't want to see is another person martyr their career. But to pull from our brother from another who is not on tonight, Dev is always keen on saying the powers that be refuse to acknowledge the reason for kneeling and not standing. Like, they gloss over it so quickly and take the narrative where they want it to go. That is what sets me on fire, like literally ablaze. Because yet again,
my question is
through this entire conversation with Michael Bennett.
At this point, why?
Because
why
does it set me on fire?
No, that's not a winnable conversation, so they'll never have it. So they immediately move to what? This false idea.
They'll immediately.
Right. And what's your boy Mark Twain say? Patriotism, last refuge of scandal. Now I don't know scoundrels. Now I don't know if that's Mark Twain legit. Y'all know how Google goes, but when you think about it, it makes sense, because it's like, why would you get out here on some type of nationalist thing where the country, I love the country? No, you show you love the country in the way you act and treat people around you within that country, not in symbols, not in respecting symbols, and
not in
like
tradition.
Not
in tradition.
Yeah,
and if there's a segment of the populace that has issue, and you want to make them feel as though they are a part, then you address that issue and you show empathy and compassion. And the greatest form of patriotism, as we all know, we all took History 101 in college, civil disobedience and protest is the greatest form of patriotism when it takes on the spirit of the laws that you claim formed the country. But see, the thing that you have to realize and understand is when all of this great stuff was going on, Declaration of Independence, Constitution, Founding Father, there was nary a drop of melanin in the room. So it was never intended for those types of folks.
No, right, and that's why.
But anyway, we're going too deep, man. Let's get back to some sports. Nah, talk to us about some sports, man.
All right, just let me just say this last line. And that's why they don't want to have a conversation, as you said, because that hits that hits into the heart, because now you're talking about the limits of so-called democracy and also a country not living up to its rhetoric. But, get to sports, man.
Right.
We made the bet before the season started. We said Mariota and Jameis were playing for their lives as starters. Mariota's, boom, he's done. Jameis, I mean, it's still on the edge. We got to see if Jameis is going to survive and be a starter.
Man, it ain't on the edge. He's done too. He's just a dead man walking. He's dead.
Could be. We see Andy Dalton go down. Now we're possibly looking at a few more guys. The Bears may have to trash the Trubisky project. That may be a walk away from. So just the whole quarterbacking thing, man, that's what we're seeing in this league, to where there's a lot of guys who need a lot of talent around them to look good, and you can't scheme your way around it. It's to the point to where people are giving them ABC reads and just jumping into the gaps to stop the run and forcing guys to beat them, and they can't get it done. Andy Dalton, who I think we all think is a marginal talent, but normally is good enough where you can win with him. That doesn't exist right now. So watching these quarterbacks, man, this has been a weird thing this year. But can we talk about this league? Y'all Philly boys out here jumping people? You know what I'm saying? Ben and Joel jumping on cat.
Yo, they got 2-game suspensions for hugging each other.
You may or may not be familiar with the slogan "Get down or lay down." Nah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But you know, he's just embracing the city that he plays for and represents in a little bit of a soft way, but he's trying. He's trying to uphold it. Get down or lay down. Your nickname is Cat, which means you automatically ussy. You ussy. Right. And Joel wanted to show you that.
And it's a pecking order thing, too. Cat has played really well to start this season, and he's trying to kind of change what people think about him. And Joel is like, nah, you that dude who a couple tiers below me, and that's who you're going to stay being. And Joel was barking at him all night. I knew something was going to kick up, man. But I'm sure Mr. Hard Work Jimmy will get involved at some point. But, yeah, man, that was good, man. The NBA is back, man. The Warriors are dead. Steph gets hurt. Dude, I'm loving this NBA so far, man. I've been predicting the Warriors downfall, and it's finally here.
Why are you excited about the guy getting hurt?
Whoa.
Why are you excited?
That part I didn't want. I wanted him to be out there taking them L's every night. So, no, I didn't want that part.
Listen, man. It's funny, right? Because
you want to know.
No.
Shout out to my man.
I had to endure people telling me Steph was better than Bron and all this other crazy stuff. Like, look,
that's crazy. That's dead.
That, the Golden State fans gonna get this for the whole season.
No, it's funny, Gus. Because like last night, my man Miz was saying to me, he says, because they were getting smoked, and before he got hurt, he was like, listen, everybody about to get their payback for these last couple years, and they was running around with a super team, and they was smacking everybody. Everybody getting their payback now. Even these terrible teams is coming right at their neck. Like, it's time to pay. It's time for y'all to go back to being the Warriors that we all know.
Yes, sir. So I wish he wasn't hurt. I want him out there for all of this. But honestly, though, we talked about this last year, man. When you play from June to June multiple years, people are going to start getting hurt, and you're going to break down. We've seen this with every dynasty. So this is not a thing of knocking these dudes or saying that their legacy isn't legit. They're all-time great team. Their place in history is solidified. But when it's your turn, it's your turn, man. We watched Mike and company turn into the baby Bulls, losing 60 games a year. Like, that's how it goes, man. People get decimated by injury. So I'm enjoying it, bro.
But it it is amazing to see the league back, though, man. I was just telling them earlier. I said the best part of this league to me is my two favorite players are Van Fleet and Patrick Beverly, because those two guys have the confidence of 15-time All-Stars, and watching them play this season is utterly hilarious to me to watch them play. Like, you can't tell Van Fleet that he's not the best point guard in the league. Like, he really believes he is, and he out there balling too. But
what is he supposed to believe?
But it's just hilarious to watch. Like, in Patrick Beverly, man, he plays like his rent is past due, and he has no option but to go out there and play to catch up on his rent. So those are my two favorite guys so far this season. But just having basketball back is amazing.
Right, but then we can do this with Biggie. What Biggie say? Being broke at 30, give the chills. When you a dude who's close to being in that G League, when you scrap and claw your way out of that G League and get on the roster, dudes like them ain't going back, bro. Like, they don't care. They're not going back.
Yeah, he ain't going back.
And Van Fleet will hurt you. They are not going back, bro. And I feel like that fuels their fire. They staying in 5-star hotels instead of riding that bus. They're not going back to that bus,
man,
bro.
It shows you the power of the human mind.
Beverly.
The power of the human mind.
Patrick Beverly, one of them dudes. He one of them dudes. He one of them dudes that plays the same way everywhere. Like, they catch him in the summertime playing pickup with little girls, and he's D'ing them up and talking ish to them. And it's like, yo, man, it's not that serious, cuz. It ain't that serious. It is that serious for him.
He was talking greasy to Steph. He was talking to Steph like Steph don't got a couple MVPs. Like, he was just abusing him. Like, so. And I love it. I love every minute of it, man. So I like watching them dudes play, man. Van Fleet too, man. Van Fleet is out there.
These are dudes who, when they first got in the league, they put their per diem in their pocket every night. Like, yo, I'm holding on to this.
They ain't spend it. They didn't spend it.
Eating McDonald's. Right, they're not doing that, bro.
Let me ask you this. So if I put a team out in their prime of Patrick Beverly, Tony Allen at the 2, Captain Jack at the 3, Debo at the 4, and who's my 5?
What, y'all fighting or playing basketball?
Who's my 5?
I feel like you
how many games?
Give him one score.
How many
games?
Know what I mean? Captain Jack get busy. What you mean? Captain Jack is getting 20.
Give him a legit all-star with that.
Nah.
I mean,
this is a defensive team, so I need my 5.
Plus, I don't need Tony Allen. You know, you give me Vernon Maxwell.
No, I said defensive. Vernon Maxwell is going to shoot. Yo, if Vernon Maxwell played today, he would actually end up in jail. He would end up in jail. Vernon going to jail.
He's a chump cat. Yo, and when he played for the
not only is Vernon going to jail, Vernon legit going to jail, because I know Vernon did some things when he was a Sixer that I've never been familiar with professional athletes getting. Yo, dude is he can't be on my team. No, sir.
But no, though. But realistically, though, back to your point, though, the NBA back is amazing, man. I'm going to see what Zion does when he comes back to play. Like, you know, what's he going to look like? We all got our speculations, but I'm looking forward to that. I find it funny how New Orleans has all these national games lined up, and I know the networks are pissed because they had all these early season games lined up on national TV, and we don't get to see Zion. So I want to see
injury. But injury going to be a problem, gentlemen? Is injury going to be an issue, y'all?
I think so, but I think he does need to slim down a little bit. Get down to 260 or something like that.
Yo,
less stress on the knees.
He out there at 385 with a 45-inch vertical. Yo, what's wrong with him?
Man, the dude is amazing though, because I think some people kind of I don't know. I don't think they understood how fast he is, and that speed when he gets on 4s and especially 5s. Man, that first step, he gets where he wants to go. So he's gonna be effective when he does play. But he's going to miss a lot of games, probably get voted into the All-Star game anyway.
That's funny. Nas, to your point, you know what that is, man? Because they spread the floor so much now, him playing at the 4 and the 5 is literally 3 strides, 2 dribbles, and he's at the rim. Because it ain't nobody down there most nights.
Right.
Jeez Louise.
He can shoot 8 free throws.
I was watching.
Like, when he's playing, he might be shooting 8 free throws a night, man.
I was watching him. I was watching him in the preseason, and he would get to the rim, and in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, where's the shot blocker? There's no one at the rim. Like, why is he there by himself in an NBA game? It's like they playing roughhouse. Well, roughhouse is more decent.
He gets there so quick. It's kind of like, remember when RG3 and everybody kept saying he needs to slide and get down? When RG3 was right, he got up on defenders so fast it wasn't time for him to really adjust too much, which is why he got, laid out so much. It's the same issue with
Pop Rocks and Tootsie Pops.
Yeah, man. Before the rotation even has registered that this dude is in the lane, he's already there. And once he gets there, he's gonna body you and carry you to the rim with him. So you know what I mean? That kid's gonna be a problem.
I'm rooting like crazy for the kid. I don't think he's gonna be able to sustain it at his size, man. Like joints and ligaments and the way the human body is designed, he ain't built to be like, yo, he's so big and so athletic. He looks stupid. Like, it don't even look right. I'm like yo, why is he in the area? Some 2K wizardry.
And honestly, it's like Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose just cut down on half of the violent crossovers, that dude probably would still be the same guy that he always was. But y'all know, man, when Derrick want to cross, he is going to throw his whole body, neck, everything into that cross. Needs be damned, and we've seen what happened to him because of it.
But he left us with some beautiful highlights, though.
Yes, sir. But damn, knees can only take so much torque, man. And Zion is way too big to be doing so much nifty stuff. But like you said, man, when it's right, it's gonna be right. But man,
yeah, we shall see though. But I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. But this has been a great season. That's why I'm looking forward to seeing that, though. But Naj, man, it's we got to move on, man. But we appreciate your call as always, good brother, man. Don't forget to hit us up next week.
For sure, man. You already know, downloading the podcast tomorrow and holding it down because I ucks with y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all them dudes. Let me go and clock back in.
We appreciate you, good brother. We appreciate
you.
For sure.
All right, peace. All right, so let's see. We got one more call in line before we move on. We're going to get to the NFL wrap in a second. We got Rob on the line, though. So, P. Austin, before I bring Rob on, I just want you to know to get your picks ready because I'm about to ask you all your mid-season picks. But before we get to that NFL, though, let's see what Rob got to talk about out there in Cali. Rob, how are you, sir?
Cali Rob.
Yo, what's good, man? How y'all doing?
How you?
Dang, you sound out of breath. What position was you in with it?
You got a young lady over there, man? Is
man.
First of all, is she of age, man? Is she of age?
Whoa.
Why do we assume that it's a young lady? You know Rob is a progressive brother, man.
Knocking mothers and grandmas out at the set, so one by one. But anyways, man,
multiple generations, huh? I hate.
Yo, this is Rob, AKA If you be respectful, I'll give you $50 for the weekend so I can spend home time with your mom. But anyways, man, how you doing, man?
Oh, you paying for it? Ballin'.
Yeah, but you have to pay for it. You got to pay for the kid to leave the house. Your friend's house, $50.
Gotcha.
Yams going with $50 out, Cali? $50, like. Never mind, but my fault, Rob. Though, what's good, though, man? What you talking about, good brother?
Yo, real quick. First of all, I want to ask you, Jimmy. First of all, thank you, Jimmy, man. Jimmy is one of the best hosts, man. This is the only, much respect to Debbie Austin, but they over the years, they insulted my intelligence, they insulted my integrity. They want to put pause on me. Actually, Deb probably had a plane ticket he had to cancel to come and beat me up. But Jimmy, you're the only one been nice. Thank you, Jimmy.
I appreciate that, man. What's going on, though? What you got to say, man? What's popping, Rob?
What do you feel about the Lakers right now? Anthony Davis posting up 40-20. What do you feel about that, bro?
I think it's good to see. I think there's a lot of like. First of all, I need to see Rondo in action. I don't know. The team has to like gel or come together. Something seems to be missing with me. Like, I think Anthony Davis he doesn't look right yet. Like, now I understand you're saying about him being playing in the post, but the more basketball I watch,
wrong
I had
uniform.
a conversation with someone the other day. They're legislating the post game out of the NBA. Like, you can't post up no more. It's to the point now where I know what the analytics say, but it's kind of crazy. I forgot which game it was the other day, but when cats were posting up, as soon as they take one dribble and somebody just falls and it's charge. I've seen more charges this season than any season, and most of the time is when someone posts up. So they seem to be legislating the post game out of there. So with that being said, the good thing about Anthony Davis is he can play both ways, Pauls, where he could play from the post, but he could also face up. He doesn't seem to be as comfortable as he was with his former team. Now, granted, it's the beginning of the season, and things will get better over time. But I'm looking to see when all the pieces come back together, how they gel. Because they don't seem to be looking like a team that can compete for the chip at this moment. Like, when I watch them play and I watch the Clippers play, it's a difference. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm being honest.
Yeah, the Clippers own LA. Y'all know that. It's their town. It's his time.
How many ships the Clippers got? How many ships the Clippers got? I don't really
chips the same amount that Anthony Davis had.
What?
No, I mean it's definitely still Laker town. When the Lakers played the Clippers in Game 1, and the Clippers were the home team, everybody was rooting for the Lakers, which was hilarious to me. So, I mean, we know what it is, but at the same time, I'm talking about right now. Right now, if they could flip-flop jerseys, I would do that in a heartbeat because they look to be the better team. Now, granted, they have a lot more the same guys from last year, but those dudes that's a deep team right there, and they play defense. And it's crazy because we haven't even seen them at full strength yet. What they have the ability to be defensively, it's scary. Now, the Lakers, they have the ability to be a pretty good defensive team as well, but like I said, they just don't seem to have gel at this point. There's a lot of new pieces in place, though. So we'll see how it plays out, though. I mean, I still like the squad they have. I mean, LeBron is still playing at a high level. In 17th season, and you could argue he's the best player in the league, which is crazy just to say that somebody in their 17th season can, still be as dominant as he is. So that's interesting, though.
Yeah.
You cool, Rob? You in the hospital or something?
No, I'm cool. I'm on train. I ain't train. I'm good. Yo, man, yo, sure. Shorty didn't break my legs. So I'm good. She didn't break my pelvis. I'm all good. But anyways, I'm just joking. But anyways, man. Hello?
Yeah, we here.
Yeah, bro. We here.
I do agree to that. The Lakers, like Frank Vogel is not an offensive coach, so he is a defensive coach. So we'll see how improving that defense is. I mean, JaVale McGee, I'm putting all my chips on him. Please don't start Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard, he just got to stay away from the yams. He'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So who telling, man? Who's telling that man?
Yams. Dwight Howard has no interest in yams.
He like boy yams.
He like boy.
He like that. Boy. He like Borsey. He like that Borsey. But anyway,
listen. Dwight Howard would definitely take EJ to the prom.
Who cares? I'd rather take some Venus Williams, Serena, whatever. Serena drinks put some too much cream in her coffee.
Like the owner.
But anyways, I do want to say this. With Deshaun Jackson coming back, I do think he's going to be an X factor. The problem with Carson Wentz right now is that there's no offensive. Zach Ertz is there, but he's dropping balls. Alshon Jeffrey is on a decline, and I don't know what happened to Nelson Aguilar. I don't know. I think he's hanging out with Freddie Mitchell. That's just me. And Tom Pinkston.
Yeah.
Freddie Mitchell didn't drop the ball. He just never got the ball thrown his way.
I think D Jackson gonna come back and go right back out because I don't know, man. But listen, Rob, we gotta move on. We gotta give our mid-season picks real quick, man.
All right. Take care. Shout out to Congressman for the impeachment inquiries. Oh, yeah. I do want to say this too. NCAA. I want to get Jimmy and Bielsa's real quick thoughts on it because I remember we talked about this. I think it was probably the first time I talked to this podcast. We talked about paying the players, how you pay the players, and I think it's
real quick though, because we got to move on. But I think it's a step in the right direction. But I think there's still more work that needs to be done. But I think that the tide has shifted, and they recognize it. So we'll see how things play out. Though I think there's still more needs to be done.
But you talked about this years ago. Also, everybody buy Sports the Book. Jimmy Sports the Book. I still have it. And but,
appreciate that.
You talked about this years ago that they were basically going this direction. I was talking about they should give these guys equal money and
Rob, we progressive, man.
Rob,
we progressive here.
We talking about the future right now, man. We already know what's going to happen in 10 years, man. But Rob, we already
in 2119. We just come back.
You already know.
We're back to the future.
All right, Rob, hit us up early next week so we can wrap to you, man. We got to move on real quick, though. All right, Rob, have a good week, homie.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, beloved.
All right, real quick though, B. Austin. We gotta move on to our NFL wrap, which is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. And the bottom line with that is this: you need a custom website. Stop using Facebook landing pages and all that. I know some of y'all got your OnlyFans pages, but listen, you need a custom website. Don't rely on OnlyFans. Don't have your Snapchat premiums. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If y'all got them, go to digitalextremetech.com or call 267-205-4203. Say, yo, I heard it on War Room Sports. He told me to get off OnlyFans and to get a custom website, and you'll definitely get the hookup. 267-205-4203. Listen, it's time real quick to talk about football because we have to give our mid-season picks, man. And before I give you my picks, I definitely want to read the brother Dev because he put his in the chat room. For his coach of the year, he got Sean Payton. He said, shout out to Bill B. Comeback player of the year, Dalvin Cook. He said, shout out to Cooper Kupp. Defensive rookie of the year, Nick Bosa. Shout out to MAGA. Offensive rookie of the year, Gardner Minshew. Shout out to Porn Stash. Defensive player of the year, Stephen Gilmore. Shout out to nobody. Offensive player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. Shout out to white people. And his MVP is Russell Wilson. And shout out to Cornballs. You know what I'm saying? So those are his shout outs and his picks. B. Austin, do you want to go through your picks? I'm pretty sure we're all going to have a lot of the same cats on here, but
absolutely,
you can go through your picks.
Coach of the year, man. Listen, Kyle Shanahan got that thing wrapped up. Comeback player of the year, man. Shout out to the AVN awards, man. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G. Defensive rookie of the year, Josh Allen. Some of y'all didn't get that bars, but it's all right, man. It's okay.
Yo,
we don't slow down, but eventually you'll catch up.
So I catch all your humor because I guess I'm a disgusting creep just like you are. But go ahead, though, man.
Offensive rookie of the year. Shout out to Tumblr, even though y'all changed. We'll never change. Offensive rookie of the year, Gardner Minshew. Defensive player of the year. I'm objective, man. Even though that I hope that he really doesn't make it to the future. Nick Bosa, honorable mention, Stephen Gilmore, offensive player of the year. Shout out to white people everywhere. Christian McCaffrey, we got a white running back. MVP, honorable mention, Russ Wilson. But Joe, it's Meadowlark Lemon's time, man. He got that. Devontae Adams said he got that look in his eye. Aaron Rodgers.
Yo, Paul.
He threw for like 1,000 yards in the last 2 games.
We all got the same cats, this is a couple differences. My comeback player of the year is Cooper Kupp, and it's funny because I was going to say comeback player of the year Cooper Kupp and shout out to Dalvin Cook, but Dev straight flip flopped it. And the funny thing is we didn't even talk about that. I literally have written down Coach of the Year, Sean Payton, shout out to Belichick. You know what I'm saying? My defensive rookie of the year, I have Bosa. Offensive rookie of the year, Minshew. My defensive player of the year is Myles Garrett. Because I swear for everything, I swear on Teenage Jesus, every time I cut in the game, he's throwing somebody around or sacking somebody. Myles Garrett is that dude. Offensive player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. And my MVP is also Aaron Rodgers, with a shout-out to Baby Future's dad. Because Aaron Rodgers right now is drawing. Like, I don't know how, but dude seems to have gotten better. Like, I don't, maybe he saw the young boy getting State Farm commercials and he didn't want to get Chris Paul. Because, ever since Chris Paul let Steph get some commercials, he fell off. So he saw the young boy.
Not since he left Stephen. Ever since he was on the escalator going down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's on the escalator.
And
going
you
down,
pointed that out.
And he had Steph going up on the escalator, and that was like symbolic. And ever since then, it ain't been the same. But I think he saw like the young boy get the commercials. The young boy in Kansas City get the Kermit the Frog get the commercials, and he was like, "No, I'm not having it. I'm not ready yet." You know what I'm saying? So he's out here playing out of his mind, and I have him as the our most valuable player. Or MVP, most bonus player, whatever you want to say, man. But, so those are my picks, man. And, so it's crazy how we don't even communicate about this stuff and we still somehow end up with a lot of the same players. So that shows you right there who's balling and who's not balling. But, shout out to Russell Wilson, though, because the fact of the matter is nobody thought that he would be mentioned in an MVP race, man. He got him a good woman, and see how I elevated him, man. So all our listeners out there, look at you, a good woman, and you might be
Russell is living his life in reverse in a good way, in a great way. Some of y'all get that, some of y'all won't. But I'm amazed. He's doing the opposite of Venus and Serena. But I respect Russ so much because he was never supposed to be here. They said, "My man, you're too short. You ain't got it." Not only is he not just an athlete running around, not only is he not an athlete, just an athlete, he is a cerebral quarterback, man. A lot of respect for that dude. A lot of respect for that.
Ever since he got them goodies, though, listen, it's been a difference, man.
Salute to him, man.
Yeah, he got them goodies, and now he's an MVP candidate. So I definitely want to salute to him, man. But like I said, Meadowlark Lemon, as you say, Aaron Rodgers is out here drawing. None of us want to like Nick Bosa, but he's drawing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing you can say. Like, boys maggot.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know if you watched the 49ers game. Nick Bosa's on every play. Like, when they throw the ball, when they run the 9 route, Nick Bosa is 40 yards down the field. I don't know how.
He's with J.J. Watt was. He's with J.J. Watt was a couple years ago.
Yes, he is.
Because I don't be seeing J.J. out there as much as I used to, but that's either here nor there. Anyway, man.
J.J.'s on injured reserve.
Yeah, now he is. But he was playing earlier. Like, I saw him. I think he got like a fumble recovery or something, but a couple of years ago, J.J. was in every play, special teams, offense, defense. J.J. was like what Nick Bosa is right now. But anyway, it's time for us to get out of here, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining us for another briefing in the War Room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter, the group chat. We appreciate everybody who chimed in with us this afternoon or evening, shall I say. Special thanks to Fred Perdue as well as Gus Griffin for their segments on the show. We appreciate them as always. Tune in next week, live right here on demand, as we review NFL Week 9 and preview Week 10 and catch up on everything happening around the world of sports. So until then, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the start of next week, and we'll see you right back here. Catch everything we do, all of our social media contacts. Catch our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Farmers Only. All of that stuff can be found at the hub, which is warroomsports.com. You can pick up our book, Sports to Book, at sportstobook.com, or you can also get that from the hub, which is warroomsports.com. But until next time, everybody, do not accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top. Hey.
know the blueprint. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev, PJ, B. Austin, .Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Corporate secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dev, PJ, .Bay, B. Austin.
War Room Sports. www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.